Welcome back to another episode of Drink Tales. And today, as we continue on our, I know you guys have been noticing a lot of New York related content popping up for the past couple of weeks. We're continuing that. And we're talking about, this go around, we're going to talk about a lot of the speakeasies we went to.
Exactly.
While we were in New York.
And there, the city gave us a lot to do, and we did not waste it, and there's still a lot to do, and hopefully one of these days we'll get back there and do more of that stuff.
There were speakeasies we didn't go to because we found them and it was too late. Like we were leaving, like we were literally exiting the city, and it's like, damn, there's a speakeasy right there. Exactly. And we can't even go. But in one of our earlier videos, I know we talked about going to Criff Dogs and the speakeasy there. Please don't tell. Yeah, we talked about the drinks that we had there.
That was actually the first one that we went to.
Yeah,
and I'll put it out there. When we first got up in there and tasted what they had, and this is a bold claim, but for me, it already was like top 3 as far as the places we visited. And keep in mind, we got there on Thursday. Right. We visited that place Thursday night. Like everything else literally had competition from there.
Yeah, it set a high bar. And I would even go as far as to say that bar was met by a lot of the places, a lot of the bars and speakeasies that we went to. One night we went to 2 sort of speakeasies in a row. But I know in one of the other videos that we guys put out there, when we went to Chinatown, we went to the basement. I don't know if that qualifies as a speakeasy though, because it was pretty easy to find if you know where you're looking. Like it's discreet, but at the same time, there's a big neon sign that says the basement.
But I wouldn't call it a big neon sign. I mean, there's a distinct sign. Well, if I'm being honest with you, what tips you off more that there's a bar in that specific area is literally the fact that there are people hanging around the entrance.
Right.
So, and you know, I like the fact so here's one thing that the basement does that I like. It's an actual basement. So like you're going down, like it has a speakeasy vibe when you're trying to go in, and then you have the entrance, which is like a Coke machine that's a door.
Right.
And then you get in there and it turns nightclub-ish, not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
The completely opposite of the speakeasy vibe, but I mean, it's 2022.
Yeah.
Like,
and people are getting out there, and you know, if you want more people to come to your establishment, you gotta get that club vibe going a little bit. So I understand.
Exactly.
They had games in there. You could play darts. You could play beer pong, stuff like that. They had a nice spread out bar.
And the bartenders, I will say, were on their game. Like it all, and you were surprised by this too. It always surprises me how in establishments like that are high volume and busy, that they can do complicated and elaborate drinks the way that they did.
It's a mark of your skill set. I will say this though, I don't want to say this is particularly unique, but it was particularly unique for this trip. But in the basement, several patrons there were actually pretty friendly.
Yeah.
The way we ended up getting the drinks that we got there was because there were other people at the bar, and they were like, have you ever been here before? No, you should get this. There was a young lady there. She said, if you're gonna drink anything here, it's gotta be the Chinatown Old Fashioned. And she was correct. We don't even know what the other drinks were because all we had was the Chinatown Old Fashioned, because it was that good.
Exactly.
But we will know next time, because when we go back, we'll be going to the basement again. Another speakeasy we went to another night. We went to 2 in a row.
Well, before we went there, you know, after we went to the basement, we tried to get to the apothic, but that wasn't happening.
Yeah.
And then we went to Katana Kid.
Mm-hmm. But that's not really a speakeasy.
It's not, but I'm including it because I liked the vibe.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's an example of one of those places where first impressions matter.
Right.
And when you walk up on the place, like there, it kind of has a mixture of this cozy, eccentric entrance, and then you get in there and I attribute this because of the time that we went there, which was like a late night, but like black and red. It was dark and there was red lighting in there.
Yeah, that was part of their color scheme mixed with their music choice, which was they had a lot of old school 80s going on. Like they had that type of thing going, which really fit the tone that I like a lot, especially for a type of establishment that I'm gonna sit in and drink and you know, like the music is bumping and it's got that 80s flair. You hear a lot of classics from all over the map.
Exactly. Like it's a really comfortable, even when it's crowded, it's a really comfortable place to kind of chill out there and have a drink.
Right. I don't even remember the drink that I had when we went there. But I don't even remember the food I had either. We had some food as well.
They were fries.
Yeah.
They were a type of fries. I forget the name of the fries, but like it had something on the fries. The fries are really good.
Right.
I believe my drink, if I remember, I want to say, I keep wanting to. It was I believe an amaretto sour or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that, but it was their own spin on it.
Yeah, I'd have to look up the menu, and you know, I say that I'm ashamed that I forgot what drink I had there because I really did like the drink and the food that they had there.
Right.
Like Katana Kitten is in my top 5, if not top 3.
And then another night, we were hitting them back to back that night. The first one we went to was honestly like one of the main reasons. It was one of the first speakeasies we were looking up to go to.
UES.
Yes, UES. And basically, it's an ice cream parlor that has an entire bar in the back. And it's actually quite amazing because you go there, you go to this ice cream parlor, like they're selling actual ice cream. And I'm assuming if you don't know what this is, you're just going there and you're getting ice cream and then you're going about your day. Even for how late it was, because we went there at around like midnight. We got in at around like midnight.
Right.
So even if and look, I'm assuming the locals know. I'm assuming you're not fooling locals with UES, but if you're someone who's visiting New York and you're not, and you didn't know about UES, you would go there at midnight thinking, oh cool, they sell ice cream late at night.
Exactly.
But if you know what to say and you know what to do, you can get in the back and you can go in the bar and it's a completely different atmosphere.
I would say the best word to describe it is whimsical.
Yes. And that goes for their drinks as well. Some of their drinks have, so what I really liked about UES, what I'll say about UES is I think their assortment of drinks was the best that we encountered.
Yeah, it was very diverse.
Incredibly diverse. They told you they had each drink split up. Like they told you how strong the drinks were. They tell you what's in all the drinks. Like I thought it was so.
I think the last time I've seen a menu that elaborate and detailed, and also like.
And I know where you're going.
Yeah. The last time I seen a menu like that was when we were in Vegas and we went to
Herbs and Rye.
Yes. If you've been to Herbs and Rye in Las Vegas
and you taking a look at their drink menu, that's what this was, on maybe a slightly smaller scale. Because in my opinion, as a drinker, one of the best parts about UES is actually getting lost in the menu and trying to decide what you want.
Exactly.
I would say a close second to most diverse drink menu will also go to the Speakeasy we went to in Vegas. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
We'll put the name down.
Exactly.
But that had a diverse drink menu as well. But we ended up getting the drinks we ended up getting. I can't for the life of me tell you the names of them, but the first one I got came with a side of ice cream that was
matcha.
Yeah, it was matcha ice cream. And I didn't think I would like it, but it was actually pretty good. I said this there. I would never buy a pint of this, but I would definitely buy 2 scoops on an ice cream cone.
And
it has to be a waffle cone.
And I tasted some of your ice cream, and I said I would be bold enough to buy a pint of that because I felt like the ice cream, the flavor of that ice cream was that good.
Right. And then the second cocktail I had, what I found funny about it was the description of it, and it said that it was, the way they described it, they said it had rye that was heat activated. So I'm thinking, oh shit, like this is
rye whiskey,
like a rye whiskey, that they're smoking or something. And then they bring it, and there's a fucking piece of toast as a garnish on the cocktail. And I wasn't pissed, but I felt some type of way.
You felt the feed.
Yeah, I felt the feed.
One of my cocktails was basically squid ink with mezcal and tequila.
Yeah.
And I will say this. It was good. We'll never get it again. And mainly because I would like to work my way around the menu, but also it's an acquired taste. It's an acquired taste. It's a little too sweet. I drank it all. Like, don't get me wrong. We don't waste alcohol. I drank it all. But yeah, it was a little too sweet for me. If you're someone that has a sweet tooth, that drink is for you, but also you would have to get past the fact that squid ink is in there, and open your mind to new things.
Yes, and even looking at like their assortment of cocktail and like I don't want to say rare, but like Japanese drinks, Japanese liquors that I've never seen before adorning the walls.
Yeah, their alcohol
selection
was one of the things that I thought too. And for me, that's also top 3, if not the number 1. Like that experience for me was number 1. I'll say this too, and maybe it was because of at the time that we went there and the people that were in there. You're gonna get a bachelorette party vibe in there.
It is definitely a place that you go to. Like I'll say this, it is definitely that place you go to. I don't want to say to party, but it does give off that bachelor party, bachelorette type vibe. Women especially will love that place.
But that's not to say men can't go, because we saw a lot of
there were a lot of
guys there that were on dates with women, and then we saw like
dude bros. I'll say dude bros that were just in there like, dude, let me get this fucking ice cream. Fucking
And you know, our cohort Hadouken, he had the ice cream while he was there, and from the looks of things, he thought it was great.
Right.
So you know, that's one thing I will say, because it is a ice cream shop as well as a speakeasy. If you have a friend that is a non-drinker that is accompanying you, that individual has something to, you know, keep their attention.
Exactly. They can eat ice cream, and the ice cream is actually good. Good, at least judging by the matcha that I had, it was good. They're not just throwing you Dairy Queen bullcrap.
Exactly.
No offense to Dairy Queen. And then, okay, I believe this was our last speakeasy.
Yes.
And it was called The Back Room. And we were interested the most to go to this one because of the way it was described to us when we looked it up, when we were looking up speakeasies to hit up. And it actually lived up to what we expected, even going in. And when you go in, so to speak, it's completely different. So, the way you get to the back room, it's actually this dark and creepy alley. Is this it?
I think so. Guys, in case you're wondering, we're trying to get into the back room and we're looking for the entrance. When you looked at it on the, it said come down here. Maybe this is it right here.
And I mean
legit.
You go down some stairs, and it's like it's one of those you can get mugged alleys. If you, for all my older heads that are our age, if you watch the first Ninja Turtles movie, like where April got slapped.
That was actually in the subway.
Oh, that was in the subway?
Yeah.
Well, the one where she
beforehand.
Yeah. When the turtles first rescued
those the sign.
Yes.
I'm spoiling the movie that's 30 years old, but I mean,
like, that was the type of alley it was. And basically, you just go into this alley and it's like, find it. And that's it, just find it. And we looked around. There are doors and there are different alleyways and stuff, and we found it. You just walk in, and when you walk in, it's actually quite nice in there. But similar to like the basement and Katana Kitten, it's got the hippie club vibe going. Their drinks were nice. But what I liked the most about it was the setup and the atmosphere.
Yeah, they serve your drinks in teacups, so
yes,
get ready for that.
Yes, and the reason for that is because when you know, in a lot of old school speakeasies, like the real speakeasies, you know, they would serve your alcohol in teacups to elude the authorities.
I'm gonna say this too. This is a flaw for this, though. Very hot in there.
It was hot in there because there was a lot of people.
Yeah,
and also because it's still cold up in New York.
Yeah, and
they had the
weather
on.
Doesn't want to know what it wants to be. So understandable, but you know, still. But yeah, that was an experience. It was a good experience as far as I'm concerned. I liked going there. I would go back, but I'll be honest with you, it wouldn't be like my highest of priorities when I return to New York, because I'm gonna want to try to explore everything else. But this is a place that you will want to visit. Like,
special mention to. We went to, in our last video you guys saw, we went to a restaurant called Tanner Smith's. And the theme of Tanner Smith was a speakeasy. And, you know, they served you like a speakeasy. They served your alcohol like a speakeasy, things like that. They had nice food, too. We leave out of Tanner Smith. And if you're a video game player, you know this. You look out of the corner of your eye, and you see something that sticks out because it's a color that's completely distinct from everything else. And I look to the left, and if you go down the stairs directly next to Tanner Smith, there's the stairs. I'm sorry. If you go down the stairs, that's right by Tanner Smith. And I don't know how we missed this when we went in, but I caught it when we came out. There's this red door. And if you play video games, whenever you see a door that is different colored from the rest of the environment, that means it's a secret. So I turn back around and I go back into Tanner Smith and I ask the front desk, I say, is that a speakeasy downstairs? And she told me yes, but because it was Sunday, they weren't open. They're only open, I believe, like Thursday through Saturday.
Yeah, so definitely when we go back to New York, we're going there.
Exactly, because if the speakeasy is anything like the restaurant, I'm sure the drinks are incredible. I believe that's it.
Yeah, that was practically everything. I mean, does the rooftop bar count as a speakeasy?
No, I mean, you could just go to a rooftop bar. We had to make reservations, but you could just go to the rooftop bar.
Fair enough. But Magic Room was still, is it Magic? No, it was Magic Hour. Magic Hour was still good.
Right.
I just wish we had gone when the weather allowed for it.
Right, because it was kind of rainy when we went. But with that said and done, that'll do it for this episode of Drink Tales. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so that you're notified of all content coming to the channel. Also check us out on Instagram, check us out on Facebook, check us out on Twitter. And guys, be sure to share our content across all social media.
Exactly.
I know that there's probably someone that wants to know about some of the speakeasies in New York. And, you know, if you show them this video, they'll at least have a good indication of 3 or 4 of them. But with that said, that'll do it for this episode of Drink Tales. And until next time, everyone, peace.